Radio check.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it.
You're now tuned in.
Let's go.
To CONVO-19.
Turn it up.
With Keith Austin and Georgie Sippin' 40.
All right, man. Before we go any further, Keith Austin, Georgie 740. We got a very special guest today. Bezz Believe himself, BWA, Legal Lean. Let's get it.
What up?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
All right, man. So, for one, we are very grateful that you have come on the show. And, man, I hope you have a lot to talk about because we got a lot to talk about with you.
All right, cool.
All right.
Oh, Amber Alert.
That's what it sounded like.
That was what it was.
Was it on your end or?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, man. Trying to stop stuff. All right. So, all right, Bezz Believe. We're going to go ahead and get this very basics, question out of the way because everybody always wants to know. Bezz Believe, where's that name come from?
Man, I wrote down a bunch of names on a piece of paper when I was really young. I had to be like 12, 13 years old. That all started with a B and kind of just crossed them all off the list. And that was the last one standing.
What were some of the other names on that list?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell it.
I've had I don't even remember on that list, but I remember I started off as like Lil Red. Horrible rap name,
Well, first off, we started with a B. Did your name actually start with a B? Is that what you said?
Yeah, my real name is Brad. Yeah.
Were you ever B-Rad?
Oh man, yeah. I wasn't, but you already know. Everybody tried to play me like that,
I'm not exactly sure what your actual age is, and I'm not going to make you say, on live or whatever purpose reasons you have. But I can only imagine being a white guy I'm more than positive you're from Florida. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now I can only imagine being called, B-Rad from Malibu's Most Wanted. I know different places, but I can only imagine that.
Well, what was funny because back then it wasn't like really accepted to be like white boy in the hip hop culture and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because it's like the same type of people who was calling me a wigger and all these fucking B-Rad. You think you're black rapping is the same kids freaking thinking their Black Lives Matter now and shit. So it's like I've seen how I've influenced the culture of this new generation of white kids so much, and I love it.
So, what was the rap scene like when you were growing up? Was there a rap scene around you?
Yeah, it was back then. It was a little more like New York oriented a lot. 50 Cent, drinking Dipset, like the Dirty South stuff was coming up. Jeezy, Plies, Boosie, and all that. But a lot was like still when New York was kind of hot.
So, did you ever point in your career did you actually sound like those artists?
No, honestly, like early on, I kind of sounded a lot like Ludacris, to be real.
Oh, bro, Ludacris was the shit, though. That makes sense.
He was one of the only. He was like one of the only like putting on for the South, kind of.
Yeah.
I've always felt like Ludacris was one of the like unspoken heroes, like super underrated.
Yeah. I think so for sure. I think he just started making so much money doing other things than rap. He kind of just got out of the game.
Oh man, I kind of feel the same way now. All right, Bezz Believe. So growing up, like you said, there wasn't a whole lot of people around you doing what you were doing. So at what age did you see the change?
What do you mean? Like what change?
Well, we said like there's a lot of people like around you growing up that like it's kind of like their perspectives changed on you being the white rapper, and other people were kind of cool.
Well, me, it's like as soon as I started rapping, like I actually rapped, people took me serious. They're like, "Whoa, you're actually good! Like that's crazy. I thought you were gonna be some corny ass white kid, and I was actually good." It's been about like maybe 3 years when I seen like a big shift. Once guys like Upchurch and shit started coming out,
Mm-hmm.
And the country rap kind of exploded. That was like a huge like shift in culture. Like legit, I'll pull up. I hate race being a topic, but dude, I've been to so many rap concerts now where it's like straight rednecks in the whole entire fucking place. You know what I'm saying? Which was like, they're all cool, they're nice people, and they're not racist, and that's what people really have the misconception that like all rednecks are racist and stuff. Maybe back in the days, but it ain't like that, man. They're accepting of everything in rap, but it's just a huge culture shock to like start getting invited to hip hop events that are like rednecks. It's crazy.
earlier you noted that you had wrote down a list of names when you were 12 years old or around 12 years old. That means you've been doing this shit for a long time. When did you start being like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do music.
Probably when I was like 15, I started like really getting behind it. Like I was really going to do it.
Okay.
Writing beats instead of studying.
Yeah, I was working on music and never studying. That's what my dad said. Yep.
Okay, now this might be for a question for your dad since you're with him. Now, when did you feel like your son had the sauce?
Yeah, what?
Had the sauce. When did your dad think you actually had what it takes?
Probably never. Still.
Took a while.
Man, you get roasted by your dad.
But this old man's been going to his shows for years.
And that's what's up.
Hey, that's one of the things that will really carry you too, is having the support of your parents.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Man. So there's a lot of things in your career. So when we were, doing our Googles and YouTube, and I knew about you for a couple of years, ever since the first Kevin Gates song was when I first saw you. You were getting promoted on Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
Now, when I look through your catalog, I feel like once it gets to like 2012, that's basically as far back as I go. Did you have music out before then?
Yeah, it was just probably I didn't know how to get it out there, and I wasn't like shooting professional videos and stuff like that. But I've been doing it, as far as like taking the craft serious a long time,
Was any of that music you ever thought about like re-releasing, or just at that time it just really wasn't up to quality?
Was it really just like a rebrand?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, I don't have bars that old, but like if I didn't use a song or some shit, like if there's some bars out of the track or something like that, like I might bring them back, a couple lines from an old song, try to fit them into a new one or something.
Mm-hmm. Now, like I mentioned earlier about the Kevin Gates, so you probably get this question a lot, and I feel like it's not a bad thing to ask. When did the Kevin Gates connection start between you and him?
Probably about like late 2015, 2016.
Mm-hmm. And man, that was actually a really big point in Kevin Gates' career.
Yeah.
Oh, he was on top of the world, dog. He had 2 phones out. He was like everything on the charts. He had platinum album. He was killing it.
Bro, I remember when me and Georgie were a little younger, we were going to all these parties around our area, which is a very small town, and all they played was Kevin Gates. It was crazy, like how much reach that man had.
Yeah. I wish he would embrace his reach a little more. Like I don't think he knows how far the different demographics that like him. Like I think he's not even aware that like this many different type of people mess with him. You know what I'm saying? I think he limits it sometimes to thinking that he's only big in the hood, in the jails and shit like that. And I know he knows everybody likes him, but like he doesn't know the extent of how much they like him.
What do you think it was with Kevin that people just really liked?
The emotion that he puts into his music and how talented he is, like you just can't deny how talented he is, to be real.
Yeah, the fact that he, like, when you listen to a Kevin Gates song, like everything he's saying is true. Like there is no fakeness in that music.
I feel that. Now, also when I listen to your music, I feel like there's a big like Kevin Gates influence. Before you worked with Kevin, like how influential to him was you, or were you to him?
Man, he was my favorite rapper, and I really made it a goal to like, it was like my dream to work with him and fucking, get down with BWA, and I really, I accomplished that. And it's kind of like probably like say when Drake worked with Lil Wayne, what I'm saying? It's like, of course, like that's like your favorite artist, their style and their influence is gonna rub off on you a bit, but you still gotta maintain your own identity within that.
Yeah.
Who are some big names that you look forward to working with?
My goal is really to break just solo records, because like I've already done the big feature. I've worked with Gucci, I worked with Gates, Shaq, I got shit with Jelly. Like I've already kind of fulfilled my list where it's like I'd love to have like a hit that's just me. Like that would be a bigger accomplishment than even throwing, because I've blown up like, oh, that's the kid with Gates, that's the kid. I want them to be like, no, that's just Bezz Believe. And that was one thing that Gates and all them like preached to me. They're like, man, like people know you as working with Gates now, like let them know who Bezz Believe is. So that's really like cool now.
Yeah, we can talk about the whole Shaq and the Gucci connection that you've had, but I want to get back to like you and basically Kevin, because like what do you think it was exactly that Kevin just really liked about you and your music? Because you basically, I'm not exactly sure what your deal is with BWA, but it looks like you got major support from them because you always mention BWA.
Yeah. I think just being a hustler, being persistent, showing loyalty, showing I know how to get a bag for sure, you know, because definitely
You're a breadwinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But now there's also a video that you posted on your YouTube where Kevin Gates kind of like, shouted you out and said, yo, you best believe. How did that feel?
No, that was an amazing. I still remember that day like it was, yesterday. Like it was definitely a turning point in my life for sure. Because we're working with him. There's no denying. That's really what put me on the map. Like I started really getting booked on a national level and getting paid like good rap money.
Mm-hmm. What after you did the record for Kevin Gates, what was the general like reaction that you think you got?
A lot of people hopped on my dick. I got a lot of hate, but it wasn't to my face. It was on the internet. But then, as far as the numbers that I was putting up way bigger numbers than ever, and definitely getting booked like left and right. That was when I started getting booked for when touring opened up to me. Before I was just a local, big local rapper, and that shit. I've seen places in the United States I never thought I'd go to because my music, and I was really after working with him, to be honest.
That's what's up. Now, where exactly in Florida are you from?
Orlando.
Okay? So, for you to make the kind of music you make in Orlando, when I think of Orlando, I think of Disney World, I think of retirement homes. What was the general reaction of like being the kind of guy that you are and to make the music you are in Orlando? Was there like a place to really go to perform this music?
That's what they want you to think, that it's Disney World and retirement homes. Orlando is fucking. It ain't no joke, dog. That's where the tourists go. But yeah, there wasn't a place for a white boy. I'll tell you that. Like I had to grind years. Like there was no country rap like Lane. There was none of that shit. Like them boys in Tennessee are lucky that they have guys like I hate to, Jelly and Haystack and Alexander King and all them were linked up. Like we didn't have that, bro. We couldn't just gang up 20 tatted white boys deep. Like I was the lone white boy. You know what I'm saying? So it was a different game.
Yeah.
Now that shit kind of opened up. There's finally like a lane for it. But before, like I was like, you could ask my dad. Like, was there white boys at the shows? No.
Well, I was the only white boy there.
Like it wasn't. We didn't have that luxury, here. The people going to Disney and retirement homes aren't going to rap concerts.
I mean that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Even in our area, like it's like I said, we're in Tennessee, and like it's white boys everywhere you go. But most of the places that we tried to do shows at we were never like I don't want to say accepted, but we were always the white guys. I guess kind of like you were. Yeah. So we had those like connections of like Jelly Roll, Haystack, all of them for later.
Like, you guys had a bit of for like a market that was opened up. And you gotta give it to Haystack a bit for doing that. Haystack opened up the lane for everybody, as far as in Tennessee.
Were you influenced by Haystack and Jelly Roll and any of that movement?
Not really. More honestly, till recently. Once I not really Haystack. I don't know him personally. Unfortunately, I just hear so much, bad shit about him. So I've never really made an effort to link with him. But as far as Jelly and Struggle and stuff, once I like personally met them and done a few shows with them, like I'm definitely influenced by them a lot because they're great musicians and they're cool dudes. But it was always crazy to like me in Florida and a lot because we're like, damn, like they're like 20 tatted white boys deep. Like we have no scene like this. We've never seen anything like that. And now, like I said, about 3 years ago, once like cats like Upchurch came out that were like straight redneck Confederate flags, like it opened up a lane for it where it's like I started getting booked at freaking shit like the Redneck Rave and stuff that I never thought that I would be at doing rap. I never thought, people get it. So, and like I said, like they get it so twisted that rednecks and all, not like racist and they fucking, no, they're not, bro. The new generation of these kids, man, they're open-minded. They're cool. they're just Southern. You know, that's really what it comes down to.
I feel that. I mean, that's kind of just anywhere you go. I feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you see like the future of your career kind of going in that direction of? I don't want to say country rap because I feel like when you say country rap, everybody thinks you're going to rap about pickup trucks. But like, do you feel like you yourself going into the route of like Jelly Roll, possibly Haystack, and then like Struggle? Of course, I know you've actually worked with Struggle in the past.
Yeah, I think I'm like the new generation of it, where like we don't have to be as country and throw on the boots, and you know, like I'm from Tennessee is way more country than Florida, so it's like we don't got to do that. But definitely, I mean, that lane is opened up because the problem is like a lot of the it's like in Florida, it's like a vicious cycle, like the typical trap hood shit, trying to be the most gangster, appeal to that market. Like I've never seen somebody do it successfully without ending up dead or in jail. Like I'm yet to, out of Florida, there's been like none. You know what I'm saying? All our most successful artists are literally dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the OGs are like just washed up. You know, like I can't really say. You know, there's too many. Rick Ross probably fucking did it the best out of here, but he low key. I don't, people say he's a CO, so that's probably why he's not in jail. You know.
To add to your catalog, like and everything you just said, your catalog is so crazy because you have features from people like Kevin Gates, Coochie Mane, and then you switch and you have features from people like Upchurch the Redneck, Forgiato Blow. Like you're everywhere.
I don't know. Have you ever done a record with Upchurch? I know you've done one with Struggle. I don't know if you've done one with Upchurch.
No, I haven't done a record with Upchurch. I've done some shows with him and definitely like communicated with him. We just haven't done a record a lot. That's something I would love to do some shit with him. He's super talented though.
Yeah. All right. So you got anything else you want to ask him about the whole country scene of what you think of him going to do?
No.
All right. Now I want to go ahead and ask you about one of the most mind-blowing things about your career is the fact that you've actually done records with Shaquille O'Neal. Now I want to know exactly. You can tell us the long story. You can tell us a short story. I just want to know, how did that happen?
Man, I was just really getting hot in the Orlando area, and Shaq, he used to play for the Magic. So somehow he said he was on a plane and he came across one of my videos and he found out I was from Orlando, and he literally just contacted us and he's like, hey, I like your song Hercules. You think I could put a verse in the Shaq voice? And I was like, yeah, like, of course, bro. Yeah.
Bro, did you play it cool when you got that like message or phone call, whatever it was from Shaq? Or did you like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go ahead and go right now. I'm dropping whatever I'm doing. I'm going to the studio with Shaq.
Oh, yeah, nah, definitely. I mean, I was like, it took a while to hit me that it was like real. Because like the thing is, I've had a lot of big people reach out to me and stuff and say that they fuck with me and they want to do this and that, but it doesn't come true. We'll get to it when we get to it. Like, but like Shaq really fucking like he was on it like 2 days later.
Bro, did he like send his verse over, or were you actually with him when you recorded it?
He sent his verse over, but then I've linked up with him a lot of times now. Like I would honestly say like we have actual friendship, me and Shaq.
Yeah, man. We I know there was the actual Hercules record, and then there was, I'm pretty sure, a diss record that you've done with Shaq, which I don't know how serious that was.
Yeah, we dissed this guy, Roadman Shaq.
Yeah,
done a lot of Shaq shows with Shaq.
Bro, what's a Shaq show like?
Oh, it's off the chain, man. Because he's like an EDM. He's a DJ now. He's an EDM DJ. So you got nothing but like crazy college kids going nuts.
Bro, I cannot even imagine just feeling the energy that Shaq has when he brings the record. Because like, I mean, you don't really expect anyone to ever have a Shaq verse just in their arsenal. You know what I'm saying?
That was one of the big breaks in my career that like was just came out of nowhere, like good karma. Every other move I could say was like controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like planned. It was like planned, and then I did what I had to do to make it happen. Like that one just came out of nowhere. Like never in my life did I imagine that.
Yeah. Anything? Okay, so what has there been any talks about doing anything else with Shaq in the future?
Oh, always for sure.
Now, what is your, now I know your dad's in the car with you. So what was your dad's reaction when you did a record with Shaq?
Yeah, that's got to be big.
Like no offense to Shaq, my dad doesn't really follow the NBA or anything like that too much. So he met him. So, but then like he's not really hip on this stuff like that. So,
Bro, now how massive is Shaq standing next to you?
Facebook 500 times.
they only shared it on Facebook for him.
Bro,
Shaq is super massive, but I kind of got used to it where I don't pay attention. But everybody else will be like, "Yo, he's so big."
bro, every time I see pictures of him with him, like there's even the picture with you,
Yeah.
Mayweather.
Yeah. Explain that picture. How did you, Shaq and Mayweather end up in a picture?
Shaq invited me to an event that they had together, and it was really funny because there was like a security guy there who literally told us, we're like, yo, what's the chances if we could get a picture with Mayweather? And the security guy said, no chance in hell. There's no way you're gonna do that. And then like 10 minutes later, Shaq like hits Mayweather. He's like, hey bro, I got somebody I have to introduce you to. And fucking brought us up to meet Mayweather. And like, yeah, that security guy just probably shitting on himself right now.
Bro, actually, I got a good question. So when people look at you, do they think you're a rapper? Because honestly, like look through your Instagram and dude, you are ripped. Do anybody think that you're possibly like a fighter or a boxer?
Everybody thinks I'm Conor McGregor.
I know. I saw that video. Now, how did that reaction feel? All those people coming up to you thinking you're McGregor, taking pictures with you.
And I think it's mad funny.
How often does that happen?
A lot.
Like, what's your reaction to it at this point?
I just play like I'm Conor McGregor now.
Has anyone ever caught on like halfway through it and been like, "Wait a minute, you're not"?
Yeah, it happens a lot because like people, some of them they won't know McGregor. Like they'll just be like, "You're that fighter. You're the MMA guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, McGregor, what's up? How you doing?"
Do you like go full out?
Like a friend with them, I'll be like, "Yo, that ain't Conor McGregor, bro."
Do you go full out and play the accent and everything?
Nah, I don't. I've done that like once or twice, but
Now, what's your best Conor McGregor like impersonation?
man, I don't even think I could do it that good.
Well, I didn't know if you've, as many times as you said you've done it. I didn't know if you tried to practice it in the mirror.
Nah.
All right, man. So basically, like I said earlier, what exactly is your workout regimen? Do you work out like constantly? Like,
yeah, every day.
What's your regimen?
I'll usually hit like a specific body part, and then do abs, and then cardio. Usually run.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it.
Okay, man. I was just curious.
How often is Bezz Believe in the studio?
I record most of my stuff at my house. So like usually it is I write all my stuff in the car, like while I'm driving. Like not that I'm like writing like that. I get a couple lines in my head, then I'll be at a red light or something. I'll write them down, get a couple more lines, and then record it at my house, and then I'll bring a couple tracks to the studio for like a professional mix.
Yeah, man. So when you record at your house, do you have like a certain like setup you have made for you so you get the professional sound?
Yeah, I have like a Neumann, like I got all the because nowadays you just don't need that much equipment, dog. Like I just got a really good mic. I got a Neumann mic, and it was like chaotic. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like
the eyeball.
Yeah, and dude, shit comes out good.
Oh man, that's crazy. Now, we've talked about Kevin, we talked about Shaq, then there's the Gucci. How did the Gucci connection work out?
Man, he was in Orlando, and then it was funny because like there was some dude, I guess he like mixed a song for him or something. And we thought the kid was lying. He's like, yo, I fucking, I'm cool with Gucci Mane's manager and stuff. Like, you trying to get a feature, you trying to link with him? And we're like, man, you ain't gonna do that. You don't know Gucci Mane. And the fucking kid brought us to the studio, and Gucci Mane was there. We're like, whoa, that's crazy.
I'm glad you said that because I don't feel like this question gets asked enough, and like engineers don't get enough credit. Do you have a go-to engineer?
Yeah, I got a cat now in Tampa, Florida, named Skylar, the engineer. That's really good. Dude, engineers they're clutch.
Dude, and they just never get enough credit, and people don't understand how much of the work that they put in.
They don't get the credit, but they get the bag. Same with videography.
Yeah.
Because like you, as a rapper, you ain't getting paid till you're established and you got a name and you got a demand. As an engineer or videographer, it's like right away someone will at least give you like $100 to shoot a video,
Oh yeah, man. So do you have your own videographer and everything like with you at all times?
Nah, it's not as necessary. Back in the days I used to more, but now it's like, dude, these freaking these fans love cell phone footage. I'll put out a professional video. It does less views than some shit I did joking around with my friends off my cell phone.
Yeah, man. We've been like I said, I've been looking through YouTube for past couple of days, and man, you've got like these skits, you got these phone, I guess, music videos. Like, I don't want to say it was 300 Spartans that were shot on a music like on your phone, or was that
was phone? But we tried to give it like that phone style.
Okay, I couldn't tell by watching it.
Yeah, but on YouTube, the phone, you need real music videos to do good. But on Instagram and all that, it's like the cell phone videos do the best.
I mean, of course. What's the comedy sketch game like for you? Like, how much time do you put into that?
Not too much. It's just like whenever we think of good ideas, we'll just kind of film them. It's just like they pull a lot of views, and it's kind of like I gotta advertise the Legal Lean in creative ways, you know, because I can't just like make a post and be like, hey, Legal Lean, buy it now. Like, people get bored of that, so you got to do creative, different stuff.
All right, man.
I'm glad you brought up Legal Lean. Are you the founder of Legal Lean? Or are you like big in the business?
Yeah, I'm one of the founders. Yeah.
Okay. What exactly is Legal Lean? Because I looked on the website and I tried to get like a description of it, and I just can't. Like, I'm not seeing what it is. What is Legal Lean?
I take a relaxation drink. You know, it's really makes you chill out.
So, how did that exactly happen? Like, where was the start of Legal Lean?
Man, you know, we always just been hustlers. You know, there's a cat around here. He is making it just on some sketchball shit. You know, just like selling it one by one to his, to his homies and stuff like that. And we kind of just like linked with him, and we're like, man, like, you know, you got a really good product and it's legal. Like, let's really blow it up and get professional packaging and brand it and, you know, get it out there. And, you know, I owe a lot to my brother with that, because he's a grinder. Like, he really just traveled all around the United States, just going smoke shop to smoke shop, wholesaler to wholesaler. I was doing a lot of it too, but then when my music took off, I focused more on the music. But my brother just years in the game, just grinding it, meeting new people, and now it's got like national distribution, you know.
Yeah. Well, do you ever think a point in your career, do you think if Legal Lean was to really take off, would you put music to the side to work on Legal Lean?
I kind of already do. You know, music is like a fucking, especially during quarantine, it's like a serious hobby, because it's like without the show money, I mean, you know, what am I going to break even on YouTube streams by the time you put the money in to promote the video and stuff like that? It's like you fucking broke even, you know? So Legal Lean is pretty much like, that's the real moneymaker, to be real. Where
exactly do you find Legal Lean at? If I was to purchase it right now, where would I go?
You go to my website, bezzbelieve.com. I'm trying to think, in Tennessee.
Is it in like CBD and vape stores and stuff?
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke shops that have it, a lot of convenience stores. I'm trying to think if I could think of one in Tennessee. Not that I know off the top of the head. I know we used to have somebody in Memphis that used to get a bunch with the Grizzly Mart. I don't know if he still has it, but they used to get a lot. It's like a chain of convenience stores, Grizzly Mart.
I don't think I've ever heard of it. I mean, we might need to look into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely curious to try on Legal Lean, because
dog.
Like, when I saw the name, I was like, oh my God, this is a genius.
Yeah, the shit works. It's the truth. Yeah, just like, you know.
All right, man. So we kind of, you know, jumped off the whole, you know, Gucci Mane question when Legal Lean got brought up, because that's such a big thing I wanted to talk about. Now, when you were doing the song for Gucci Mane, and I guess this question could really go to, you know, the Kevin and Shaq. So, like, how do you make a song for these artists? Do you try to go in their realm, or do you like have songs ready? Like, you know, I think this person would sound great on this.
The Gates one was like I made, you know, for I knew I wanted to get a Kevin Gates feature. The Gucci Mane, like I said, because it kind of just fell in my lap. I had like a couple records ready, and we went with Bruce Banner. Like, that was the best one for him, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That's one of the things I always am curious about. I guess it's also because I'm also a hip hop artist myself. I'm always just curious on like what makes people select certain songs for certain people. Now, in the past, I've made music for certain artists.
Yeah,
try to sound like them, and I've learned as I got older that's not necessarily the greatest thing to do. But I guess it's each, you know, each his own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have any like anything crazy that you have like in the raps that you want to talk about, like music wise?
I definitely can't wait for shows to like come back and I could tour again. I mean, I might take it a little lighter than I used to, because I used to be going crazy with it. Quarantine got me like had to have like a personal life too now, you know, because before I was just working and traveling 24/7 and shit like that, and never had time to like actually date chicks and like be civilized. I don't know, you know, I was just traveling all the time. So it's like, but I can't wait for them to come back, and I'm gonna try to find that balance between having a personal life and doing music and touring still.
Have you thought about doing like maybe like a shorter tour where you do like smaller venues so you still could tour and make your money?
Man, the problem is it's just unpredictable, because like you don't know what the Illuminati is gonna do, if they're gonna do a third COVID ban or what's gonna go on. Because like the worst thing is when you promote a show and then it gets canceled. Like I've already had like that happen a few times, where it's like I don't want to book anything until I know it's 100, because like it ain't no fun returning the deposit and having to fucking return all the tickets to the fans and having to know it's canceled. That sucks, you know. So like I just I'm not gonna book anything till I know it's like 100% gonna go down.
Yeah. After this, like I don't feel like it'll ever be the same again. But when do you see this going back to somewhat normal?
Probably after the elections, there's gonna be a big change. You already know it's like all political. You know it's not a real actual health concern for the citizens. It's like all a political stunt to sway votes, you know. So
where are your favorite places to tour?
They love me in Ohio and the Midwest. As far as the fans' energy is it, I love Florida weather, and I love, you know, Florida got hot chicks and good energy. I like different places for different stuff. I lived in the West Coast. I lived in Oregon for a little bit. Like they got good weed and people are real cool and chill hippies and stuff like that.
Oh
So
yeah.
I like different places for different reasons, you know, because like the Midwest kind of sucks, but as far as like for shit to do and chicks, like, you know, like I wouldn't say they got the hot chicks out there and stuff, you know, but like as far as the fans' energy and the support they have, like you got to think the Cleveland Browns are still an NFL team. Like no matter how bad they fucking suck, no matter how ugly their jerseys are, motherfuckers in Ohio support the Cleveland Browns, and it just shows you.
Oh yeah, man.
That's
So,
why
oh, go ahead.
artists from Ohio who like really like make it, you know, like do anything, like they get so much support, like so much support. The fans, they just know how to be fans out there, man. You know, it's crazy.
You have like any like crazy story or any memorable moment from touring and doing all these shows that sticks out to you that some people might find is hilarious or just crazy?
That's when I had girls throw panties on the stage. I signed titties. Trying to think what's the most hilarious thing, man. And I don't know. And there's so many of them too. There's so many different crazy stories.
I mean, it can be anything memorable. It don't got to be something super crazy that
Man,
like, sticks out to you. That when people ask you about touring, it's just the first memory you think of.
I remember there's some chick that was like in Kansas City. She was like the hottest chick ever, bro.
The hottest chick in Kansas City.
Shit, that one that I've seen in my life. Like all about me. But I had a girlfriend at the fucking time.
Yeah.
And I'm not with that girlfriend anymore. And now that girl has like a fucking damn near married and stuff. So that always haunts me. Like, damn, I blew my shot with that girl.
You never know. You could always try one more time. You're like, hey, you remember Bezz Believe?
You don't talk to me, bro. I've already tried. Seems to be really happy in her relationship.
Hey, I mean, that's all that matters at the end of the day. That she's happy, and hopefully you're happy now too.
I'm always happy no matter what. But that shit always, you know, it's funny. It's like I could have.
Yeah, man.
Was your Hercules song featured in the Hercules movie?
Yeah, fucking, and I was able to get it in some theaters, like in a couple places. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking meeting the right connects, which was lit.
How did that feel?
It was cool. It was definitely really cool. That was like before you could get like streaming money and stuff like that. So I probably missed out on a lot of money.
Oh dang, you didn't get monetized for that? Oh, geez.
Yeah.
And that is crazy. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. Those were like the days when everybody was like, you know, Dat Piff, live mixtapes and stuff,
Yeah.
like before Spotify and all that.
Bro, I honestly just had a conversation about Dat Piff earlier because, you know, Lil Wayne just dropped No Ceilings on Spotify earlier, but it was missing 10 songs from the original mixtape. And part of me was wondering, like, I wonder why he would even put it out to begin with. And also, part of me wondered, like, how many people still go on Dat Piff and actually still listen to some of these old mixtapes?
I hate to pray for people's downfall, but I'm so glad that Dat Piff and live mixtapes and all that is not the wave. Like, they were literally, I mean, no one knew better, and you know, they were just doing what they were doing back in those days, but they were royally ripping off artists. Like, they were charging us to put our shit on their stuff to not even get it monetized. Like, it's such a good time to be an artist these days. Like, a kid could literally just put some shit on, you know, on Spotify and like at least make like $20 in the year off his album, you know what I'm saying? With like no fan base back then, it's like just to make your music downloadable, you had to pay, you know?
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna try to think of the best way to word this. Do you think an artist can make a legit living from streaming alone?
Yeah, if you have enough if you
I'm
have
not
enough
touring or anything. I'm talking about straight streaming.
Yeah, no, I think like if you have like a big enough, you know, fan base, like if you're established, like just like some kid out of nowhere, you know, it's probably pretty difficult. But like say me, like I was like, I'm never gonna play another show again. Like I could pay my bills off my streaming. I wouldn't live super good, but you know, like someone who's got a bigger fan base than me, like they could probably live pretty good just off the streaming, you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
What it comes down to, it's like once you have like a big collection of so like, because it's not about eating. I mean, it is about eating off one song, but it's also about like, because when you have diehard fans, it's like you got to think like when they stream all your stuff, if you got you know hundreds of videos, like all of those videos combined turn into a pretty good check, you know.
Oh yeah, man. I feel like we had this conversation with Jelly last week when we had him on the show, and he said that. Well, it might have been you who had said that. Like some of these artists are kind of crybabies when they say they can't make a living salary off streaming, or it might have been with touring too. But people,
because it's like he knows the struggles of Dat Piff and live mixtapes and having to print out your own shit. He's like, what? Now I can just put it up for free and get paid off it, not have to spend money on printing CDs or none of that shit. Like they are fucking crybabies. Big time.
Bro, I am so happy. I mean, some people might feel differently about this, but I was on board with the whole no more hard copy anymore because it's just so much easier to pull your phone out and just listen to whatever song you want to.
Oh man, a million times easier. Exactly. The hard copies is the whole man. I'm glad, dude. You know how much money I've spent on hard copies to get them thrown on the floor and.
Bro, I'm pretty sure you even said that. Was it on Hustle Guide that you said that?
Yeah. I used to throw my CDs on the ground. Like that was like a real thing, you know. It's like you go outside the club to pass out the CDs, and like 60% of them are on the floor.
Bro,
feeling, man.
Bro, no artist has ever seriously worked if they haven't went anywhere to hand out CDs and then find those exact same CDs or in the trash or on the ground.
Yeah, for real. Mm-hmm.
What would you be doing right now if music never hit you?
Man, I almost wish like it didn't, you know. So because like being a more mature adult, you realize like kind of like you're not essential, you know, especially with the COVID. It's like being a basketball player or a rapper and stuff. Like as a little kid, you think all that stuff is so cool, but then like you get older and you're like, damn, like what am I doing that's like really like shoot, I'm no Albert Einstein. Like if I go back, I would rather be like just a huge nerd, go discover how to, you know, cure cancer or something like that. Just or you know, be like Steve Irwin. just go in the middle and explore animals or something, like do something way more groundbreaking than just be like a rapper, because it's just like it's cool. It's like a little kid cool thing, but like as a grown ass man, you're like, bro, you could be doing something so much more impactful for the world than being like just spitting words on a microphone. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, that's why I think it's kind of important if a rapper to reach a certain age, they kind of have like a separate avenue they can go into. Like, yours might be legal lean. You might, in a few years, and you might think of something else. But like, I think it's very important for artists to have, because I feel like the ones who just rap are the ones who don't do well financially in the future.
Oh yeah, nah, big time. Like, cause I'm even thinking beyond the bag. Cause like I know how to get a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's a million ways to do it for sure. And like definitely is, dude. I've seen so many. I know rappers fucking, who got names in the game, but they're just so poor financially. Like they don't know how to capitalize off their stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Especially a lot of the Instagram influencers and stuff. They have a million followers and like pulling 100,000 views on each skit and stuff like that. But like, who's gonna pay them for it? You know what I'm saying?
Not to mention a lot of those people who were like, I know this was really big when when Vine first came out.
Yeah.
All those people didn't really know what to do once Vine disappeared. They kind of moved to Instagram and just really couldn't figure out the formula.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's struggles in almost everything you go into. But one question I do have for you is like, I know you do like the skits on the side. Have you ever thought about actually like going on TikTok and going, I don't want to say like all out, because I feel like you got so much on your plate as it is, but try to go in that route to maybe promote your music and just build your name on the TikTok brand?
I did for an extent. My TikTok was really hitting, and then I think I fucking posted some skits that got flagged and stuff, and I feel like I never got the same reach.
Mm-hmm.
I pissed off the Chinese Communist Party or something like that runs TikTok, something like that. So I still do pretty good on it, but that's not my passion. Because even the legal lean skits and all that shit, like, is like, I do it for the money, man. I do those skits. Like, I mean, they're fun. They're better than working a 9 to 5. But like music, like I can do it, like, because I love it. Like the skits, even I'm like, oh man, like I'm getting a little tired of doing these. But dude, I make a post. Fucking one post sells $1,000 with the legal lean. I'm like, well, that was the easy $1,000.
No, man, I feel like it definitely, since you were honest about it and you said you did for the money. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's called being smart.
It's give and take between finding that balance and the passion, because like I know if I put out a song, I'm not gonna like, no matter how good it is, I ain't gonna make $1,000 worth the streams, and as soon as I drop it. It takes 3 months just for the streaming money to come in.
Yeah.
They won't give you a check till 3 months after you release it. So it's like,
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice, but like, during an interview while I'm talking to you, I've noticed you're actually wearing a Bezz Believe shirt. You actually have merch online?
yeah, I got a little bit. I wish I had more, man. It's just difficult to keep track of clothing. That's why I love the legal lean so much, because it's just such an easy product. It's like they got 3 flavors, and it would do good just with one, and not different sizes and different colors and different styles. Like the clothes, I don't know how people do clothing, bro. It takes up so much space.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea either.
I have no idea, man. The more power to them. I have no idea. It's like it's freaking not even, the markup, they ain't even there unless you're buying huge quantity.
Yeah, and then worst case scenario, you don't sell it, then you just have all these clothes just piled up in a room somewhere.
I feel you, yeah.
And also, not to mention, if you're touring, you gotta haul that stuff around.
Yeah.
Which honestly, touring is probably one of the only reasons I can imagine artists having a bunch of merch, to be honest.
Yeah. And then the problem with, man, like, because all the money there's just so much that could go wrong on tour, man. I remember the last tour I did, I sold a decent amount of merch, but then like we just ran into some mishaps where like I had to get it shipped back to me. So it's like all the money I made off the merch, I pretty much had to spend on shipping to get my own stuff back. You know, the driver didn't want to. They had some shit to do, so they had to like go back home. And I did the last few shows like on my own, you know. And then they like, oh, you know, your merch is with us. You know, you're gonna have to ship it back to yourself.
Oh God,
And I'm like, oh Lord,
Jesus, God, that just sounds awful just thinking about it.
so much wrong that could go on tour, man. It's been so much mistakes, man.
Yeah, bro. So when you were talking about Legally earlier, you said you had, more than just one flavor. What other flavors do you have?
We got grape, we got cherry, and blue raspberry.
Most popular flavor. What do you think?
The grape.
Grape.
Mhm.
But yeah, okay. I want to get back into your music. So one of the songs that I've heard that I've genuinely like fuck with heavy and put in my everyday playlist is Hustle God, the intro.
Hell yeah.
What do you think that song got enough credit?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's constantly growing. Because as far as all my records that don't have Gates or anybody big on it, that's like I think one of the top streamed and viewed.
What do you think it was that people just liked about it?
People love when I go hard and aggressive with that deep emotion behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first 30 seconds of that song hit hard.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
and it's all. Another great thing about it was it's not like stereotypical song like verse hook. It's literally just you rapping in a minute or 30, 40 seconds or something like that.
yeah, and the thing about the first 30 seconds is like it's not like most struggle like deep songs. Like you're not talking about everyday things. Like you're talking about stuff that happens to artists.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And every artist kind of has the same, similar stories coming up. And like we said earlier about the finding CDs on the ground, picking them back up. I mean, it's real shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. When we were looking up information for you to, to make sure we had all of our, I guess, eggs in the basket.
Yeah.
When I looked up on Instagram, there was another Instagram page that came up. It was for OnlyFans. Now, how big of an avenue is that for you?
Well, when I was taking it serious, I mean, I could probably make $200,000 in a year off that shit, probably. It just like same thing. It's like the Instagram skits. It's like I do this shit for the money. So it's a passion of mine. I would love to find the way that I would love it again if I could find a girlfriend that I could make OnlyFans content with.
Yeah.
And we just film ourselves having sex and stuff like that, then I'll probably love it again.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of see how porn stars get burnt out. It's kind of like my first about 2.5 months, I was like, hell yeah, bro, fucking get money, fucking, just fucking jack my dick and fucking.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
But after 3 months of that shit, you're like, yo, like for real, I gotta know, man.
I gotta jump my dick again.
Like, or you know what I'm saying? Fuck, yeah, exactly.
Have you reached out to any porn stars to see if they wanted to collab?
I'm not a fucking hoe like that too much. I really don't like banging random chicks. I've had, I got a few pornos with girls on there. I've had a few chicks reach out. I haven't, linked up with any recently. It's something that I'm open to, but I'd really like to have like a girlfriend who just like about that shit too, and kind of like maybe split the money we make off the videos or something like that.
That'd be super dope,
bro. How do you get started in something like that? I just want to know that.
It is a joke. Like I just had I have a guy who helps me run my online stuff, and like I've had a lot of fans, like girls and shit. Man, you need to start an OnlyFans. I would so subscribe, and the dude who helped me run my online, he's like, bro, like in your DMs, like you legit be having like girls going crazy over you. And like a lot of people are like, you should really try to do this OnlyFans thing. And I did it like as a joke, just posted my first naked picture and made like $2,000 like the first day. And I was like, holy shit. Cause that when people first get on OnlyFans, like, I guess it's like being new to the strip club or some shit. Like people just cash out right away. Cause I put my other homeboy on OnlyFans. He made like 800 on it. And he's got like a dad bod.
That's crazy.
So like my first, I was like, yo, I made $2,000 my first day. So then I just stuck with it. And I took it really serious for like 2 months. And I made like over 20 grand in the 2 months. And now total, I've made almost like 40, about 4 months now. But I just like I don't even really post new content too much on it anymore because I'm just not like inspired. I just living off the old content now.
Look, like it doesn't even matter because you're getting the bag off of it.
Yeah.
But
It was the probably easiest money I ever made in my life.
yeah, you're getting the bag off of it. So this question don't really matter. But I'm curious, like, do you have it set up to where only girls can subscribe or guys can like, or what's the mix up in that?
It's about 50-50, just that I'm like I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Like I'm not fucking homophobic at all. I know I'm not gay. I never do no gay shit. But like if a gay dude thinks I'm cute or whatever, hey, thank
Shit, he's throwing you the bag.
Hey, what's that old saying? $20, $20.
Yeah, it's like what's great about the OnlyFans is like you don't gotta meet anybody, you don't gotta freaking I pretty much just post pictures and then the guy who runs my online stuff, he handles the DM. So it's like I don't fucking
Have you had stalkers?
hell yeah.
What's a crazy stalker story?
There's some girl, man, she spent her whole stimulus check. Long ass time though. But no one's ever disrespected me in person. Like the closest that she did was she came to my show and just acted a fool and got kicked out. But she didn't do nothing to me. She was just so obnoxious, like in the crowd, like wilding out and fucking cussed out the security and called them a bunch of names and shit. But she didn't do nothing fucked up to me, So that was probably the weirdest. She's just been the weirdest because like I have like a fan phone number that I give my fans the number, and she'll just call it. I blocked her so many times, and she'll just like come up. I don't know if she has like an app. She generates new phone numbers or something like that, but she'll just be calling it from different numbers and stuff like that.
No, she's a real fan. She changes her number daily just to hopefully get to talk to you.
She trying to get on that OnlyFans.
That's right.
Yeah. Probably the craziest out of all of it, but like she never did nothing crazy, to me in person or anything. Just
Hey, that's what matters. But man, I'm not going to talk to you about OnlyFans forever. It's just one of those things that like I'm curious about because this is such a new avenue for everybody.
but real curious, man. Like I definitely got a lot of hate from it, but like the bag was just so stupid from it. I'm just like, man, I really whatever.
Was there hate from any of the, I guess, hip hop community?
Like as far as what do you mean the hip hop?
Like you said, you got hate from the OnlyFans. Where did that hate come from?
Oh, that's just like that's probably. I'm sure there's other rappers definitely like yo, this motherfucker is on some shit. No one like most of the rappers that I know and stuff like that will joke about it because a lot of us are hustlers too. So it's like we all about getting money. I don't know, I'll just get random fucking trolls like, oh, you're fucking gay, and I'm like, no, really not. I probably fucking be bagging way hotter chicks than you. Like,
Get your bag. Get your bag.
People will just like fucking say some hateful gay shit to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, listen, like I'm not gay at all, but I don't think the gay community would appreciate you saying that. You know what I'm saying about anybody? Like they'll be. You know what I'm saying? I dare you to pull up to the gay hood and try that. They'll fucking
Gay hood.
Okay, the last question I have about it. You actually had a song on your YouTube that basically talked about OnlyFans the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Was that song to like promote your OnlyFans? Or was that just kind of like a content?
It was a little of both, I heard the beat and I was like, man, I love this beat. I don't really do too many like twerk type songs. And that kind of just what came out. And I knew it was going to promote the OnlyFans. And honestly, I thought it was going to be huge on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I thought like, cause watch me make $1 million off my OnlyFans. Like I thought I was just going to have like every stripper in the world fucking do TikToks to it. I just haven't been very successful at creating TikTok dances. I don't know. That's not my thing.
Bro, you just need to hire someone to do that. You need to find some TikTok person that's, that dances on there and has like a good enough following. Just pay her to make a dance for you.
Yeah, that's probably the move.
I mean, that's what I think so. I mean, I know of other people who have talked about doing that and tried that, but I think it's probably the move. TikTok, OnlyFans. Even though people were hating on you for it, people do not realize, especially in times like this, that shit will work.
Nah, for sure.
All right, man. You got any more OnlyFans questions?
No, I'm straight.
All right, we can get off that one. All right. So, what exactly are you working on at the moment?
I'm just working on a lot of tracks. You know, just I don't even. I'll probably just like I just put them out as they're done now, and then I'll probably just like reflection, call it an album when I feel like it. Probably after the COVID. Um, been working on a lot of my like my personal life, honestly, because the COVID. Like I've never had I'm doing a lot of shit. Like I've never in my life like lived like a normal person life. You know, like I've always been like working 24/7. So like this is like the first time I had time to like work on actually having like a personal life.
I mean, that's important. A lot of people don't realize this music shit is draining on you.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Man, I would definitely like to be I don't even know, man. That's freaking I think if I stay on the path that I'm on, I'll be somewhere really good. I guess, you know, like there's just so many surprises that my goals change so much, and there's just so many surprises life can hit you with because like I said with like the whole Shaq thing, like you know what I'm saying, like that came out of nowhere. Like I would never think that. So like, what if another opportunity comes like that, and I'm like, no, 5 years from now, I'm gonna be in the NBA, and then the NFL calls me, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna be in the NFL then. You know what I'm saying? Like, not the NFL. You know, like
as long as they come with the bag, who cares?
Yeah, it's so hard to plan. I kind of just like this. I don't even try to set that long term of goals anymore. I just more aim for short term goals, unless something's like really eating me. Like, yo, you need this. You gotta accomplish this. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, as somebody that ventures into different businesses like the music, you've got the Legal Lean, you've got the OnlyFans. Like, to someone coming up and that's like struggling right now, they're working a 9 to 5, they do music, they do whatever, and they're just trying to hustle. What's one piece of advice you would give to that person right now?
It depends what their goals are, you know, because it's like if you just want to get, I would say get to the bag first. Find something that try to find things that are passive income. That's really, I guess, that's something, you know, like 5 years from now, I would definitely like to have more streams of passive income that like you don't really got to do shit, and the money kind of just coming in because you built it up, you set it up.
No, that's good advice. A lot of people just tell us like, you know,
work hard,
keep doing it.
Writing raps, man, man, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty stereotypical, and don't get me wrong, the people who do say that, they are right.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Especially like if you're doing hip hop or music in general, it's all luck to some degree.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's like it's all luck and having the bag behind you, you know.
Yeah. People always want to be like, there's got to be a secret formula to getting successful in music and stuff, but there's not. Like, it literally just, it'll just, if it's destined to happen, it's going to happen.
It changes every day, you know, the formula that works, you know, like even last year, no one was saying, you got to make a viral TikTok. Like, we'd be like, what the fuck is a viral TikTok? Nah, bro, I'm going to fucking go get a feature with so-and-so, you know, then that's going to blow me up. No, bro, you could have just fucking saved that money and fucking did a stupid ass dance and you would have blown up. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no telling what's gonna, it's ever changing, you know. It's like back when we were putting our shit on Dat Piff, we never thought Spotify and all that would come, you know. Like
if you was to start over right now, say that you were some shit happened and basically you were starting clean off right now, would you go in the same route that you did back then and, you know, go for the Kevin Gates feature, or would you try a different approach?
Back then, that was the genius move. Yeah. These days, it's like if I only cared about the bag, I would just be a straight fucking, like, it's not true to myself, but like if I could start over, I'd just be the fucking biggest redneck Donald Trump fucking support rapper, like, because it's just the audience with the most bag, they fucking support the most, they're the fucking easiest to market to, which is like, that's if I didn't have a passion for music and I just do everything super stereotypical to what I know a specific demographic spends their money on, because like it's like a market that, you know, they like to drink beer, you know, they like trucks, you know, they like America, you know, they like Donald Trump. As long as you incorporate those things in your music, they're all going to come out and support you.
Yeah, there's no way you can lose.
So
fucking suck because you're just talking about and you're showing all the shit they like, you know.
So now that you actually brought that up, it gives me a good question to ask. These people that you mentioned, well, like you said, you would be like this Donald Trump supporter, redneck. Do you think that some of these rappers that in that lane are totally faking just to, sell?
100%, dude. No, totally. You know, totally. I mean, to each his own. You know, but the thing is that you can say that about gangster rap too, because it's like, you know, if a kid got the image, he fucking looks like Kodak Black or whatever. He's from Florida. He put some guns in his videos. He fucking, you know, speaks the, you know, can fake like he knows the lingo. When someone ghost writes his shit about guns and violence and robbing people, he'll probably hit too. You know what I'm saying? It just like people are so stuck on the image and not the actual reality of it. And you know what I'm saying, and that's the thing about it. It's like you gotta give them what they want. You know what I'm saying?
In today's world, is image more than talent?
Yeah, like if you want the quick lick, like to get in the game, because when you're not true to yourself though, like you're not gonna last.
Yeah.
It's gonna fade out, or you know, something bad's gonna fucking happen. But like if you just like strictly just want to get a quick bag off music and not, you know, avoid a lot of the struggle and the hardship of coming up in the game, you just got to give them what they want and fucking find a niche market where everybody thinks and acts the same and go hit it hard and give them exactly what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you've been, making music for a good few years now. Now, your fans that have found you because of Hustle God and like your songs with Kevin or even Gucci and Shaq, how do they feel about your music with like Struggle and 4G Auto Blow and Bubba Sparks? Do they gravitate towards that music also, or is that like a different fan base?
They like it a lot because I've always been that guy. I'm a very rare individual because I've always like fucked with both, you know, like all types of people. I've never like discriminated on scenes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they really, everybody kind of likes it. And it's not like Struggle and Bubble and shit like are whack. You know, if I was like working with like freaking 6ix9ine, they would hate it. You know what I'm saying? But like anybody, like a Kevin Gates fan's gonna hear Struggle and be like, yo, dude's raw. He could spit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. So everybody's kind of liked what I did. I think I get the most hate probably from my Legal Lean skits and my OnlyFans. You know, musically, people have always fucked with. So I've never like changed my style. It just more. I never changed my style. It was more just who I marketed it to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you've definitely adjusted with the times, like coming from the I need to pay for a feature days to now you like want to make a 30-second viral clip. Like you've definitely adjusted over the times with everything that's went on with the internet.
The shit has changed so much, and it's like having to adapt to it is like the biggest key. And I've just learned freaking, you know, like if you could save money, just do it. You know, like I know everybody dreams that they want to put out this elaborate music video and it's gonna be so fly and have all the big artists in it, but like by the time you do all that, you know, you put that much money into it, you know how long that shit's gonna take to recoup back, you know. And or you could just go viral for some shit you did for free off your cell phone and fucking profit off it, you know. So it's
Well, I mean, to basically say what what Ronnie's going off earlier. I mean, you have went from having to pay Kevin for a feature, where like this last year you did an album with OG Booby Black.
oh
Right, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's I'm saying? It's just crazy to show how time how shit changes.
Mm-hmm.
How did that album go for you? Like, do you think the album got well received?
What, the one with OG Booby Black?
Yeah,
I think to an extent. I don't know. Because like recently I was like on my YouTube and like a lot of my songs were with him were popping up. Like, you know, I was just like just going through like the little fan made playlists and what you know, like what automatically comes up in the algorithm. A lot of my shit with him was definitely was popping up. I think it gets a bit slept on, my content with him, because we got a lot of raw ass shit, and I think, you know, it might start surfacing to the forefront. And he's learning too now. Like he's like what I said about Kevin, like they don't know how far their fan base is. Like they think it's only jail dudes, street dudes fucking with them. And like, dude, like I'm like, bruh, pull up to the redneck rave, OG Booty Black. Like you'd be fucking surprised that these motherfuckers would love you.
Oh, definitely.
If Kevin Gates pulled up to a redneck party, the world would shake.
That would it would go crazy. And like OG is finally, he's seen that, you know what I'm saying, from being around me so long. Because at first, if you would ask him, he'd be like, hell no, I ain't going over there. They're gonna fucking try to kill me. And now, like, probably the amount of fucking redneck white boys and shit that have hit him up and probably like, yo, I seen your shit on Bezz Believe. He's like starting to see it, you know. So,
bro, it's crazy because like, you know, those people, they don't know like the big songs from like the Kevin Gates album. Like they know like the cuts, like the ones that get slept on, and they like know it word for word.
I know, dude.
When By Any Means came out in Dunlap, Tennessee, that is Hicktown, Tennessee. By Any Means was the biggest thing ever.
Yeah,
bro. I would like to just talk to OG Booty Black because I feel like his story is kind of slept on. Like if you don't really know a lot about him, you don't get a lot of limelight. He just seems like an interesting dude to me.
He's a very interesting guy.
Man, what's your favorite song that you think you have done in your career?
Man, I got so many. You know, it's kind of like with the times. Like there's one that I just did called Big Chief that I really like. I haven't even put it out yet. I just recorded it. The Hustle God intro is definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
The Country Girls up there. Like Karma.
If you were having a meeting with somebody and you had to show them one song from your whole catalog, what's the song you're showing them?
Man, it depends who's at the meeting, because it's like who I'm meeting with, because different people are gonna appreciate different things, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's some people. It's like
about your music is that it's so widespread. That's what I was get off earlier. Like you're everywhere with it.
Yeah, I know, and that used to be like. Now people are coming together, but like 2-3 years ago, it was almost like a downfall because like people were racist and against each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you could never get certain type of Kevin Gates fans in the same room with a fucking Jelly Roll fan, or you know what I'm saying. But now it's like the times have changed where they're all coming together. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like nobody gives a fuck anymore. You know, fuck all the shit you see on TV. That's fake. Like people in real life, like they really getting together, you know, like they're all the racism and shit that it ain't like it was, bro. It's so much better than it used to be. That's coming from a fucking someone who's been there on both sides, fucking getting discriminated from on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Go to the hood, man, fucking crack up, you know, you go to the redneck shit, get the fuck out of you fucking wannabe wigger, go hang out with those black people. So it's like I've got racism from both sides, and I can tell you 2020 is so much less racism and negative energy than it used to be. All this shit is fake on TV.
So I'm not sure if you were actually in the room when we talked about this, but when you said the story about the girl from Kansas that you said you thought was the hottest girl in the world, just in case if she's listening, you want to say anything to her?
Nah, man, I'm past it now, bro. Be too long. Fuck her.
Hey, you know, she might hear like, oh my God, did he write a song about me?
I wasn't the prettiest girl in the world, but she was hot. She was definitely hot. You know, she was.
No, man, I feel that. You got anything you want to say to him before we head out?
I think we've got everything out the way.
Yo, man, is there anything you want to say to the people?
Man, I'll just say, stay positive, prosper, love each other. Life's way too short for all this hatred. Don't pay attention to the mainstream media because they're lying to us and they're trying to turn us against each other. And they're trying to make us scared of our own shadows. And you just positive mind state and strive and, you know, love each other, bro. Just positive energy.
You want to promote anything? Like,
yeah, when are we getting the next Bezz Believe music?
You just got to keep track. Just stay following the social media because I'm just dropping stuff spontaneous.
All right. When is this? One of these girls or guy preferring maybe getting their next OnlyFans video?
Hopefully this weekend. I don't know. I'm supposed to meet tomorrow. That's real hot. You know, she's hopefully maybe she's down for. She seems like a good girl though. I don't know if she's down for OnlyFans content, but
yeah, that might be a conversation you might need to have beforehand.
Yeah. Usually, you know, I get to know them a little more, and I'm like, by the way, you know, like, you know, if you're ever interested, you know,
They'll make a couple bands.
fans, we can do some OnlyFans content, you know.
All right, man. This has been great. I'm glad you came on. And you got anything you want to say to him before we head up?
Thank you, man.
Yeah, same to you guys, man. It was a great interview.
Yeah, man. You know, before when we get off live, we want to talk to you about something afterwards. If you're cool with that.
All right, yeah.
Did we before we go, did we ask you questions that you didn't expect?
You guys got to the point. You guys ask a lot of good questions, you know what I'm saying? And I can feel your passion behind what you do. It wasn't like, I don't know, I've done just some interviews and it's just so basic. It's just like, who's your top 5 rappers? When did you start rapping? Like, they just like asking like just such basic shit, you know, like it'll be
real.
questions everybody else has asked me, you know.
No, man, that's real. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, I guess we're out.
Yeah.
All right, man. This is Keith Austin, George 740, CONVO-19. We're out.
Hell yeah.
Radio check. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it.
You're now tuned in to Convo 19
Turn it up.
with Keith Austin and Georgie Sippin' 40.